Living in San Diego, moving to San Diego and just can't get into a home, or like, hey, I can only afford a freaking condo. That's not what I want to do with my life. Or looking to actually grow wealth and buy real estate smart in San Diego, not like everyone else who's just trying to buy a crazy expensive mortgage and to lose money on their property. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about house hacking and how it can really impact and set you above the rest living in San Diego. Let's go. What's up, everyone? My name is Cameron Hahn. Let's talk about moving to and living in San Diego, California, and I absolutely love it. I drop videos for you every single week talking about moving to and living in San Diego, and I absolutely love it. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to be notified every time I drop a new video. Also, all that set aside, what I love even more is helping you make smart real estate decisions when moving to or living in San Diego. This number popping up below is how you can get a hold of me. Call, text, email, it does not matter. You're reaching out to me, and I can help you create that plan to make a smart decision and help you along that process of moving to San Diego. So, getting into the video, house hacking. So, San Diego, right? Oh my gosh, it is so expensive. None of us can afford homes. Like, people are like, I can only afford a condo, especially my military people that are moving out here. You're like, oh my God, I can't afford anything. I have a family and get stuck in a home. Or like, hey, maybe you can afford it. And you're like, why would I get into a home to lose massive amounts of money every single year? It's just terrible. And that's something I wanted to talk to you today. So now I'm going to give you a real life story of someone who probably a lot of you can relate to. So I had a veteran who I got connected with this year, and he was in a position where he's like, hey, like, what can I qualify for? We ran the numbers. We're like, hey, by yourself, even though you're an E6 in the Navy, you can only qualify for $450,000 in a condo. And he's like, that's not good enough. I don't want to buy a condo. I want to buy something bigger or that kind of gives me more value. I'm like, well, we have some options, right? And one of those options is buying a multifamily property, okay? House hacking. And that's where you live in one part of a property and rent out the other parts, whether it's a 2 to 4 unit or it's a single family with an ADU, things like that, like some other property on the property that you can rent out to kind of cut and hedge your costs that you have to pay every single freaking month. So lo and behold, we ran his numbers. We're like, hey, you can easily qualify up to $700,000 with this much rental income that we can qualify 75% of. Unfortunately, you need to have 6 months of reserves because you have no landlord experience. That's the kicker, right? Like, who has 50 grand just sitting around to have 6 months of mortgage reserve, right? Like, it's like, I have 50 grand sitting around. I probably wouldn't be in this situation to begin with. Okay, well, let's find a partner. He managed to look on base. He found another single, sailor who was like, hey, I'll buy a multifamily home with you. We joined them together. Next thing you know, we're buying a property around like just under 800 grand. It's a duplex in San Diego, like 12 minutes from the naval base, which is freaking awesome. At the end of the day, that property, not only did they get $31,000 below appraised value, they got fully permitted a 3-bed, 2-bath unit that the seller had paid for on their half-acre lot in San Diego. Bonkers. And personally, because a tenant was renting upstairs, both of them are only paying about $1,500 a month. $1,500 a month living in a 2-bed, 1-bath unit. Sure, it's tiny, it's smaller, but holy cow. Not only are they got a property below market value, they can build an additional unit that could potentially make them up to 40% over that cost to build it per month in rental income. And now they're only paying $1,500 a piece. That's freaking insane, okay? And that's the opportunity that house hacking has for you in San Diego. Because you can go from owning a condo to you find the right partner or the right situation, you join together, boom. Now all of a sudden you're paying less than, like, what could you rent for in San Diego at $1,500 a month? Like, come on, a shack. So that's the cool opportunity in a real life scenario that literally just happened. And now they get to live, I mean, come on, in the military, you get paid like $3,800 a BAH. I think they were getting roughly paid $3,800 and they're only spending $1,500. Now they're getting extra money on top of that. That's insane. Absolutely insane. And if they go to deploy in the future, now they can rent out the rooms or rent out that bottom unit and break even or makes a little bit of money on the mortgage. It's insane and a huge opportunity here in San Diego. Because multifamily, like unlike single family, sure, we're seeing price reductions. Hey, multifamily is the one place where you'll see like $30,000 drop, $50,000 drop. Seller doing whatever he can to sell the property because sellers are just having a tougher time in San Diego selling those properties. So you as a buyer with these opportunities can really set you apart and make you in a great position to make some serious serious wealth decisions here in San Diego. And I really believe that. And that's why I'm on a huge mission to get more, especially veterans, but individuals, like working people who are like, hey, I want to make a smart decision in San Diego. Maybe eventually I want to get that dream home, but right now I want to actually build my future. This is where it starts. And this is where I think massive value, especially for veterans coming here or other individuals, like this could be a great opportunity. Now, getting into the qualifying piece. Okay, now we're going to assume you don't have cash to buy this home. So you're going to need a mortgage. And there are two main loan products that can really help you, and that's a VA loan and an FHA loan. So we'll talk about FHA first. VA gets a little more into an FHA loan. So you can use 75% of the rental income in the unit. So let's say it's a duplex, right? One unit is vacant, which it has to be for both these loan types. One of the units in the property has to be vacant because you are going to be occupying the property. You're not like buying this as a rental. If it's a rental, 20% down, 25% down. You're buying this to live there. Remember that fact. Now, you can use 75% of the income. The downfall is normally to use that, many banks, especially for the VA loan, they will ask you to, hey, you need to have 6 months of mortgage reserves. Okay, you need to have so that mortgage is like $4,000 a month. You need that $4,000 times 6 months. That's a lot. Unless you have 2 years of proven landlord experience, right? That might be a way to get around that. Now, it's annoying that is a fact, but it is a fact. Now, also the FHA loan, if you've never bought a home before, you'll be looking at 3.5% down. If you have bought a home before, will be about 5%. Keep in mind, 3.5% down. I mean, come on, to get into a property that's going to be paying you less, that's not that bad, right? It could be a lot more. I mean, conventionals could be 10%, 20%. It's insane. That gives you that opportunity, the ability to do that. Also, with FHA loan, you can also join together with people on that loan. Now, obviously, it usually has to be friends, it has to be family, but you reach out to me and every situation is different. We can talk about that. Now, VA loan, a little more complicated, right? Because both people who join together have to be a veteran. Now, if you're a single veteran, really simple. It's a normal mortgage. Same with the FHA, normal mortgage. You're by yourself. You're getting into the property. If you can qualify for it, great. If you need that rental income to help you, you will need those cash reserves unless you have 2 years of landlord experience. So remember that. But great opportunity, really gives you the ability to get into the property. Now, we're assuming you need a partner. We're assuming you can only afford a condo and you're like, screw this, I want to actually make good financial decisions. So you find a partner. With the VA loan, a little bit complicated. They have to be another veteran. And remember, when you join together, their debt now has to be included to qualify for that loan. So if their credit's shot, if they have massive debt, probably not a good partner to join together. Also remember, like any partnership, you have to make sure you can work well together, because if you don't work well together, this will not work. It will not work. So find a partner, join together. In this situation, now both these sailors, obviously fraternization is a huge issue with the VA loan as well, because if you're both active duty, remember, if you're in the same unit and you're not the same rank, you got to be careful. Now with these veterans, they weren't in the same, luckily they were a little bit separated, but they were closely related, but not closely separated. They got command approval to do this, so it worked out. But remember, that's another issue you have to be aware of. So you can't be an E6 joining to buy a home with an E3, okay? Got to be careful with it. We don't want any fraternization crap. Look, I did it, I was in the Marine Corps, trust me, we don't need that. No one needs that. So make sure that fact is solid. Now, assuming the partner has great credit and debt, next steps. So you join together, let's say like even for them, they could qualify up, let's say you can qualify up to 800 grand. It's pretty average for most enlisted. You could qualify for 800 grand if your debt's not too bad. Next steps, we got to figure out what kind of property you want. How much, my biggest question is how much do you want to pay per month? Big thing. Once you know what you qualify for, we know we can get you into multifamily property. How much do you want to pay every single month? A lot of people come into this and they're like, oh, house hacking. I don't want to pay anything. I actually want to make money every month. Yeah, okay, I love that. But 9 out of 10 times in this current environment, probably not going to happen. You're probably going to be spending money every single month. You're not going to find that gold, that unicorn, right? Sure, we're all looking for the unicorn, but I'm just being real with you that you're probably not going to find that opportunity. So be aware of that. So how much you want to spend per month? $1,000, $1,200, $1,500? Are you willing to spend $2,000 a month for the right property? Be aware of that. Now, let's say there's only 2 of you and there's 3 bedrooms per unit. Hey, maybe you're spending like $2,500 a month, like $2,000 a month liability. But maybe you're renting out that 3rd room to cut your costs, both of you, know? So remember that. And heck, a room in San Diego can anywhere between $800 to even $1,500 a month. I've seen rooms, like it's insane. So remember, that can help you a lot when it comes to your mortgage and kind of cutting those costs down. Now, another thing, multifamily in San Diego, obviously, like, you're not gonna find like the nicest neighborhood for these multifamily properties. San Diego did one thing well, and that is prevent zoning of multifamily properties. Holy cow, it is annoying. So be aware that these, you're gonna be looking at like National City, Chula Vista. Vista has some, Escondido has some, not too many, but definitely Vista. You're also gonna be looking at, El Cajon might have a couple, but you're kind of staying around that central San Diego area. Now that might be okay. That might be perfect for you. But remember that multifamily, you have less options than single family. Like if you can qualify for 800 grand, single family, you have some options. Multifamily, finding one that's decent, that's not dilapidated, you might run into some issues. Also remember, when we get into the process, house hacking, you have to be able to live in one unit of the property. So that's another issue, right? So I understand the process, and I am willing to help work through this. And obviously I have my own feelers out to find properties before they come to market, but understand that sometimes a couple of issues you're gonna run into. The property is fully filled with tenants, meaning all units are occupied. So then we have to figure out, are any of them getting kicked out? Are they willing to get kicked out? What's, are they gonna have to stay in the place, right? Because they can't be vacated when you take ownership of the property, then you're kind of SOL, and unfortunately that property won't work. Next issue you're gonna run into is like, hey, most of these properties are gonna have at least one, let's say one unit is vacant. Well, depending how many units there are left, you're gonna probably have under market rent. Let's say the rent should be $2,000 a month. It's probably gonna be $1,500 or less. For some reason, a lot of these older landlords, they just do not charge the right price for their homes. So be aware you're gonna run into that. What does that mean? Well, a couple things. Either one, we work with the seller for that tenant to be gone by the time you take ownership of the property. Two, we keep the tenant in place and you negotiate, maybe a higher lease, or understand that, hey, you're gonna be getting less rent from them, right? If it's a good tenant, they've been there for years. And this is what happened with that story I just told, is, hey, the tenants, they've been there for years and they're not that much under market. Just understand this is how much you can raise their rent next year, because that's allowed, it's legal, that's what San Diego allows. And just understand you might be making a little bit less, but you've got a great family renting the home that's gonna pay on time. And that by itself is invaluable, okay? But realize that's something you're gonna have to work through. That's gonna be an issue that's gonna come up. It just is going to, okay? And like I said before, these properties are gonna need work. But also that allows you as the buyer to kind of get some sweat equity into these homes. Like, they're not gonna be well kept. Most of them are not gonna be that great. So it's up to you to make sure you get the right home and realize you're gonna need to put some work into it. Maybe you're living in the bad unit while you fix it up, and then you rent out the good unit, and then you switch down the road to renovate the other unit and things like that. So make sure you understand a lot of these properties don't even have AC. So heck, even if you put a ductless AC unit in, you're adding massive rental value to that property. I mean, come on, San Diego gets hot nowadays. A little AC would be nice, So those are some of the obvious issues when it comes to getting into it. Obviously, qualifying is an issue. I think joining together, look, we all get it. In a perfect world, you can afford your mansion and Encinitas or something, and you can just have a great life. But in this current environment, you have to think outside the box and you have to get creative. And that's why I think this strategy really plays into that. If you're by yourself and you only can afford a condo, find a partner, find a friend, find someone who is like-minded like you. Let's figure this out. Let's get into it. Let's create a plan. Let's get you into that property. Because I'm telling you, in this current market, rates are high. Prices are going down. Multifamily, they're dropping a lot faster than single family and condos. I can almost guarantee that. But understand that they have their own set of problems, their own set of work. You have to put your investor hat on and think like an investor, not someone with a family who's looking to enjoy their living. Heck, I even have couples right now in a situation where we have two couples who are both veterans, and they're like, hey, we don't want condos. Why don't we join together? And that could be a great situation. I'm telling you, like, these small decisions at this time, they're big decisions because there's a lot of money, but these decisions can really set you up for better wealth in the future. So I hope this video gave you some insight and some thought into what you could do to better your financial being and better yourself living in San Diego. Don't be like everyone else. Think outside the box. Make those smart decisions. And if you want to learn more, there's number popping up below. Again, reach out to me. Call, text, email. I don't care if you think you can't afford it, when you want to do it. It does not matter. Let's reach out. Let's have the conversation. Let's make sure you have all the knowledge you possibly can so that way you can make a good decision. And if you're looking to jump into this and you think this is what you've been looking for, then let's do it. Reach out to me. I don't care when you do it, how you do it. I'm here to help you in moving to and making that decision here in San Diego. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.